memorable, best, worst moments in your career so far?
Oh, that's so difficult. That's so difficult to answer. I was pretty fortunate actually, or maybe it paid off that I try to be well prepared always, right? Mm-hmm. So really bad, embarrassing things almost did not happen, to be honest, which is a great thing, I guess. Yeah. I'm fortunate. Of course, I had stupid stuff, like when I toured with Annihilator, my chair would collapse, right? We didn't make sure it's really tight, and then you're supposed to play double bass, and suddenly you're basically on the ground. Makes it really hard to do that. So stuff like that, but it was rarely ever happened.
We all know Jeff Waters is a very, very, demanding and, very picky and precious about everything.
Absolutely. He turned around, he gave me that look like I'm gonna kill you, And of course he didn't care. He didn't even realize that my chair had collapsed. Guitarist. He wouldn't even know, like if it happened right in front of him, he wouldn't understand it because he's a guitarist. And of course he doesn't have to care because my job is to make sure my equipment works, So, and I failed in that moment at that, So that was a tough one. But then again, fortunately, it was the end of the song. I kind of somehow got through it, was able to pick it up. So it was little things like that were maybe embarrassing or anything. But nothing really happened. I mean, of course, I guess it's a fear we all have. I kept having those dreams that I show up on stage and there's no cymbals. Or that the drum is set up in the weirdest way. I don't know if you ever had this. Happened to me many times. Like it's always that dream. Like the tom is there and the bass drum is here and you got to try to play like that. So that it's a fear you have. But I guess I was fortunate enough, like knock on wood, 3 times. That didn't happen. And great moments, on the other hand, were so many with bands. I was fortunate to work with so many different bands from different countries, and it was always a fantastic thing to play like hometowns, home countries. So with Stradivarius to play in Finland, or with Rhapsody to play in Italy and stuff. It's just amazing when everybody's singing along, especially with Rhapsody in Italian, and you're like wow, this is insane. This is great. It's stuff like that, of course, or the first time headlining bigger festivals, suddenly playing to 25,000 or even more people, and you're like, wow, this is a cool thing. But that's cool, but it's little things. It's little things that might seem little to somebody else, but just to you personally, they mean a lot. Like a very estimated colleague of you says something honestly nice, like you're like, wow. So you just hear that, I can't believe this. Or you get to play with somebody you always admired, and it turns out well. And it's still stuff for me like that. It's still like in those moments you still feel like a little kiddo,
True.
And that's just wonderful. So it's not necessarily the big stages and everything. It can be the small things.
Okay, that's a good way, I think, to sum up our conversation. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you. Great questions.
Thank you.